Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about range-based for loops. Now, what are range-based for loops? Range-based for loops are a modification of the standard for loop, which is more readable and easier to understand, and they're mainly used to loop through lists, arrays, vectors, basically lists, and output each one of their elements. Now, the way we declare, first of all, let's create a vector. A vector of integers, let's call it numbers, and let's just put numbers 1 to 5 in it. And let's say we want to output the numbers onto the screen, onto the console. And that's where the range-based for loops come in. For auto, auto basically means that it will automatically detect the data type of the list. So you don't have to, I could just say int here, but especially when you have a long program, you want the program to detect it automatically. So if you make a mistake, you won't get an error. So just use auto. And this is like a counter in a standard for loop. So let's think about it simply. In a standard for loop, we have a counter, which is incremented by 1 each time. Auto X is also a counter, but it increments it automatically, so you don't have to put X plus plus. And basically number, it's very, very handy. See out X. And that's it. There's no more to it. Very simple syntax. Very, very simple. You can use it. That's it. Now let's just run it. And range-based for loops, I can tell you, they're so useful. I use them in literally every single program. Well, almost every single program. Might take a while. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just as expected. Now we can do the same thing for an array. So, let's call this array numbers. Nah. Names. Let's call it names. And the array will contain 5 names. And the names will be oops. And string names. And let's just put 5 random names in here. So you can do the same thing with strings and characters and doubles. It doesn't matter because we have the auto word here. And as I already said, auto will automatically detect the data type. So you don't have to put in int or double or string, and it will save you a lot of time, especially when you have a large program. Just Jack. I don't know, Dylan, and I don't know, Emily. And now you just gotta change this. Names. And that is it. Roman for Jack, Dylan, Emily. Now, another very handy feature of a range-based for loop is that you don't even need to declare an array, a vector. You don't really need that stuff. You can do it inside of the range-based for loop. Let me show you how. So here we have AutoX, and here we have the list we want to loop through. So you can just say Roman, Dylan, Amy, so that's it. Oh wait, also. So you'll basically, what this means is you will basically iterate through the list on the right. So it doesn't, to the range-based for loop, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have a preference. It will do it with a vector, with an array, or if you just give it any list, it will iterate. Its job is just to iterate through a list. It doesn't matter if it's a vector or an array. So you can pretty much do this. Now, as I already said, we won't get an error because this program is very straightforward, very simple. We could just say string here. It won't matter. But what's the point of doing it? What's the point of making our lives harder? Alright. So that will pretty much wrap it up for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously it was very short, but yeah, very straightforward. This is basically how you use range-based for loops. That's it. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.